If a creature hits you with a melee attack while its light shines, you can use a reaction to deal radiant damage to the creature. That radiant damage is equal to, drumroll please, 5 plus your wisdom modifier. So usually 5 to 10.
What is this?
A 70 level feature, I guess.
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam, and today is another Marshall Monday. Oh, all right. That was faux excitement.
I love whenever you're like just to the right side of your camera, so you miss with the second M.
I haven't learned where it is yet.
I know, it's funny.
And it's mirrored, so I think I'm over here, but I'm all right. Whatever. This is gonna be yeah. We're covering the last monk subclass today, and I think it's my personal least favorite.
I think this is the one that hurts my soul the most.
All
this
right,
is the one I
yeah,
wanted to like the most, and it is unfortunate.
That about sums it up for me too. I don't know if it's actually the worst, but it's the one where I thought, "Ooh, this looks neat," and then I looked harder, and no, that I got the rug pulled out from under me. It is the Sun Soul Monk.
Yeah. It's like, I love conceptually the idea of you're a monk that like you channel your ki into beams of light, and that's what this is. That has a lot of potential. I think they could have really leaned in and say, hey, we're cool with this being magical. Great. We're going to lean in and let it do powerful new magical things. Unfortunately, mechanically, they gave you darts, and that's not a compelling reason to play the subclass. So, yeah, it starts with a Radiant Sunbolt. When you choose attrition at 3rd level, you can hurl searing bolts of magical radiance. You get a new attack option that you can use with the attack action. This special attack is a ranged spell attack with a range of 30 feet. You are proficient with it and add your dexterity modifier to its attack and damage rolls. Its damage is radiant, and its damage die is a d4. That changes as you gain monk levels, as shown in the martial arts column of the monk table. When you do the attack action on your turn, use the special attack as part of it. You can spend a key point to make the special attack twice as a bonus action, which is Flurry of Blows. But notably, it doesn't let you make an unarmed strike with this if you don't... Like, you don't get a bonus action shot if you aren't spending ki. Additionally, it says when you gain the extra attack feature, the special attack can be used for any of the attacks as you make as part of the attack action. So. Poor monks, man. This is the only feature you get.
I mean, you get, like, I guess there's something to be said about 30-foot range. No, there's not.
Remember the Kensai that we were not particularly high on?
Yeah.
Compared to this, that looks great. I'll take a bonus d4 damage on my ranged attack and have a short bow proficiency, or longbow proficiency, which does more damage than this does over these strikes all day, every day. Literally, all of this is darts with a 20. Is that 20 over 60, which I think is dart range? Let me double check. Darts are 20 over 60. Yep. So instead of having a 20-foot range or 60-foot at disadvantage, you have 30-foot range and no longer than that. So you can't even try to shoot things beyond 30 feet from you. This doesn't let you use your martial arts, so you can't like beam and kick somebody. You have to spend the key point if you want to make the extra beam attacks. And it doesn't give you any other compelling reason to do it. Like, all this is a ranged tool that you already had access to. This just isn't a feature.
No, it's a shame because it is.
It sounds so cool.
It's cool to visualize, but no, it's nothing.
Imagine if it were just like a beam. Like a 30-foot monk damage beam. Cool. That could be awesome. Not what it is. Imagine if but I'm like, it hits things in the beam.
Oh, right. No,
right?
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Then it hits multiple targets, and you have a little bit of a differentiating pattern. Notably, I still would say that's not enough for a 3rd level feature because you get Nada out of combat. Bub Kiss, Zilch. Can't even cast Light as a cantrip for some ungodly reason.
What you're talking about here is akin to what you get at 6th level.
Searing Arc Strike, baby. At 6th level, you gain the ability to channel your ki into searing waves of energy. Immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 2 ki points to cast Burning Hands as a bonus action. You can spend additional ki points to cast Burning Hands at higher level. Each additional ki point you spend increases the spell's level by 1. Maximum number of ki points, 2 plus any additional points that you can spend on the spell, you will have your monk level. So if you're level 10, you can spend 5 ki on this, giving you a level 4 Burning Hands, right? 2 is 1st level, 3 is 2nd level, 4 is 4th level, 5th level Burning Hands at 10th level.
Okay. Yay.
I can't get excited about Burning Hands anymore. We're at 6th level. People are casting Fireball, and I'm spending 2 key points to do Burning Hands instead of make 2 attacks.
And it just keeps going from there. All right, we're 6th level. We're casting Burning Hands, where others are casting Fireball. Skipping ahead a bit, we're casting shitty Fireball at 11th level. But
that is a disservice to Fireball. I'll have you
know. I called it shitty Fireball.
I know, and that's still offensive to Fireball.
Anyways, back to Searing Arc Strike, 6th level.
I don't want to say this feature doesn't do anything, but it does very, very little, right?
It does Burning Hands. That's the problem.
It does Burning Hands, but at a bonus action, so it is faster at least.
I mean, with Radiant Sunbolt, I feel like they at least tried to fool you. You get a beam of energy that's flowing on your hand. Cool. But, it didn't have a name. It wasn't already an established thing that we could say, this sucks from prior knowledge. Searing Arc Strike, we already know what Burning Hands is. We know because our friends have been using it for
5 levels.
5 levels now. And we know that it's a shitty thing to get at this point in the game.
I didn't mention this before, but it is relevant. Side note, Radiant Sunbolt doesn't let you Stunning Strike with it, so you just actively can't use Stunning Strike with your Radiant Sunbolt, because Stunning Strike has to be with a melee weapon. So you can't even use other monk features with Radiant Sunbolt. Anyway, yeah, you're right. It's people have been using Burning Hands for a while, and this is like a known quantity. Like, you go into this going, I get a 1st level spell for 2 key points? My wizard has 4 of those. 4 of them. And they also have 3 2nd level spells. And at this point, they also have 3 3rd level spells. I can spend a third of my resources for a 1st level spell. That's a bad deal. Don't take that deal. Like, the moment you do any amount of number crunch around, like, the comparative resources these things get, it's a joke. And Monk always is the butt of the joke. Oh, poor... Oh. So bad. Searing Sunburst is 11th level. At 11th level, you get the ability to create an orb of light that erupts into a devastating explosion. As an action, you magically create an orb and hurl it at a point within 150 feet of you, where it erupts into a sphere of radiant light for a brief but deadly instant. Each creature
they're putting a lot of unnecessary adjectives in here.
They're really excited about it. Deadly. They have to sell you on it, even if it isn't that good. They gotta be like, oh, we gotta get people to want to play this. Just say it's really powerful, and people will obviously find it's really powerful. Each creature in 20-foot radius sphere makes a con save or takes... Get ready for this deadly, devastating, instantaneous explosion. 2d6 radiant damage.
Yeah.
2.
Well, you can spend key points.
It doesn't hit things behind full cover. That's worth. That's also notable. Fireball sure does. And then it also says you can increase the sphere's damage by spending key points. Each key point up to max of 3 increases the damage by 2d6. So if you spend 1 key point, it does 46. 2 key points, it does 66. And at 3 key points, you have a 3rd level spell. It's doing 6 or 8d6 damage.
Why does it limit you to 3? I mean, I don't want to blow all my key points on this, but why can't I?
I don't know. Characters have 6th level spells right now, but God forbid you have better than a 3rd level spell.
Oh, dear. And
11th
level, how many key points do we have at this point?
11.
Okay, well, you can get a couple uses out of this.
3 fireballs is what the wizard has had access to since you got scammed with Searing Arc Strike.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? No, absolutely not. Also, fun fact, never should you ever spend your action doing this for just the 2d6 damage. Like, you should never have this featured in your character sheet, but you should also never spend your action doing 2d6 damage. Like, it's just always worse than hitting things twice, then using your other features, then engaging with your other mechanics in your character sheet. This doesn't even work with the base core of what Monk is. And at 17th level, if you manage to get here with no features, you get a Sun Shield. 17th level, you become breathed in luminous magical area. You shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for additional 30 feet. Beyond that, you can extinguish it or restore it as a bonus action. So far, you're right. This is the light cantrip. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while its light shines, you can use a reaction to deal radiant damage to the creature. That radiant damage is equal to, drumroll please, 5 plus your wisdom modifier. So usually 5 to 10.
What is this?
A 70 level feature, I guess. Don't worry, my wizard just grants a wish to a sick child. Now they have magical powers and can fly around the universe and blow things up. I got a 10 radiant damage reflective as a reaction for my 70th level feature.
If there was a multi-attacking creature like hitting you with like 18 talons, and this did damage for every hit you get, it would still suck. Or maybe not 18.
Be interesting talons. At least.
All right, but yeah, but no, this is 5 plus your wisdom modifier once and eating your reaction. This is
can't make an opportunity attack anymore if you use that.
17th level capstone feature is a maximum of 10 points damage stapled onto a crippled light cantrip.
Yeah, and with the condition that
you can't cast this on a stone and throw it.
Fun fact: if this said you got Hellish Rebuke at will, I would still call it hot trash because it's a 1st level spell. And guess what does roughly 10 damage? Hellish Rebuke. So now you have an at will 1st level spell. That's what you get as your capstone and the light cantrip. Easy step of my life. Nothing here. I thought Way of the Four Elements was bad. I genuinely think this is worse. It just doesn't give you anything proactive or effective at any stage. At least with Way of the Four Elements, you get like some niche, neat, new ways to expand your kit. They weren't powerful, but they were interesting. This doesn't even have the dignity of being interesting.
This is... there was that barbarian, which was the one where you just got exhausted for using your feature.
Yeah, it's Battle Rager. No, not Battle Rager. Berserker.
I want to say this is worse than that, but maybe not.
I think it's really hard to be worse than Berserker whenever Berserker actively kills you for using your abilities. This is really terrible, though. At least Berserker did get like a usable upper level feature, and it wasn't powerful, but it was like a bland. You get resist or immunity to charms or whatever. This doesn't even give you that. This gives you mediocre abilities you don't want, not even mediocre, bad abilities you don't want to use.
All right, is this the worst capstone feature in the game?
That's hard for me to say because there are bad capstones. There are capstones that do literally nothing, and this does do something. So I don't think I can give it that award. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a worse one, but this one is.
Yeah,
this one is 10 damage every round, and that is not nothing.
I kind of feel like it's nothing.
Not great. So you also the bone getting hit, and you're not good at getting hit, which is unfortunate because you're a monk. It's just this entire Way of the Sun Soul is just a pile of sadness. I think what's even more depressing is they used it to pad out Xanathar's Guide to Everything, right? They released this in Sorka's Adventurer's Guide, and they gave it a reprint, and they didn't change a damn thing about it. They're just like, you know what? This was great on first printing. People love it. Ship it in Xanathar's.
Oh, man.
They didn't reprint Battle Rager, and I think Battle Rager's better than this. Ugh. It's like a book space. You have to buy if you bought Sorka's Adventurer's Guide for new options and then bought Xanathar's and found this was also in that book too. God, how disappointing could that be?
Yeah, this is all right. Maybe not technically worse than Berserker, but this is my least favorite class we've covered so far. Subclass, rather.
I think this does it's the bigger sin of promising like people that it's cool and then functionally giving you nothing, right? The selling point of this is a cool monk that shoots beams of light from their hands. And if you aren't like deeply entrenched in the game, if you aren't actively comparing every subclass all the time, if you don't like regularly read and write and live and breathe the Dungeons and Dragons mechanics, I could forgive you for thinking that maybe Radiant Sunbolt looks like an interesting feature, right? Like, oh, I have ranged attacks, they do radiant damage, they scale with me as I go throughout the game, and I'm assuming the rest of this option as I gain levels will work around with that some way. And then you'll play with it and you just don't have a subclass feature because an existing mechanic covers what it already does, and you're just running around shooting beams of light and playing a monk with no subclass. And that isn't a way for anyone to have a good time.
No.
Disappointing hot trash shouldn't exist. Bad for the game.
F minus. Sunshield really hurts my soul. That's
Yeah, this makes me regret giving an F to Mercy. Mercy deserved a D minus. I don't
Yeah.
like minuses. Mercy deserved a D, but this definitely deserves the F.
I don't think you can give D's just because something else is worse.
It did give you something. This
Are-
actively gives you nothing, and I do think I should reserve Fs for subclasses that actively give you nothing.
I don't know. I disagree. I'll have tears in my Fs.
All right.
F for me means you just completely don't want this. And yeah, even if you gave you something, you still probably don't want it, and that's good enough for an F for me.
Sure.
This one hurts. I don't like it at all. Makes me angry.
Makes me angry too.
All right. Just I'm afraid to ask if anyone likes this in the comments, but I do want to know.
I want to know if
Say-
anyone's ever upcast Burning Hands with Searing Arc Strike. Just ever.
That's
Like, has it ever happened?
that's the only way to make it matter.
Go from 3d6 to 4d6 damage. I think you're just supposed to just like, if you're doing this thing, it just looks so bad. But you just like, you run in there, you attack, burning, Searing Arc Strike, attack, Searing Arc Strike, and you need to hit like 3 things every round. Then it's maybe plays okay in one exactly 6th level fight, and then you have to compare it against nothing. You have to compare it to no other characters at the table. You just say, like, in the vacuum, I did more than a regular monk could do. That doesn't even count. Yeah, commenters, if anyone loves this, please chime up. I'd love to talk to, or at least understand how your brain works, because this does not seem like it could ever work for anyone. I've seen it played, and it was nothing. So,
All right, let us know all your opinions on Sun Soul Monk down in the comments below. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.